Ba 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 boo 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 ba ba boo.
All right. Oh. Hatching Tide is upon us once more. I hope the season finds you in excellent fettle. Here we go. For my part, Emma, it's an absolute pleasure to see you again. While I have your attention, allow me to expound upon the nature of this year's festivities. Hatching Tide has its origins in the day before the 7th umbral calamity, when 12 sages of an era past appeared before me in a startling vision. I have been visited by such dreams ever since, and this year was no exception. I saw a great mass of eggs, as vivid as those before you now, borne aloft unto the heavens. Making dreams manifest has never failed to lend wonder to Hatching Tide before, so needless to say, I intend to bring my latest vision to life. Speaking of which, the eggs I commissioned ought to arrive any moment now. Oh, Jilly, it's a disaster! The cart toppled over en route. Thankfully the driver was unscathed, but I can't say the same about the eggs. Good heavens! I'm glad to hear the poor driver was unharmed, but without the eggs, how are we to breathe life into my dream? Don't worry, I'll simply fashion some more eggs myself. Gonna lay them, are you? Though create the quantity required will take some time, and we're already facing at least a minor delay at this point. If only I could assign someone to help you! Alas, the other dreamers are busy enough as it is. I must see to the schedule alterations myself. I'm right here. Hello. But wait! Emma, perhaps you'll be willing to lend a hand. Emma, how wonderful to see you again! Knowing what an exemplary assistant you are gives me cause for hope. If you're happy to help, that is. Thank you. The first order of business will be procuring more of the necessary egg supplies from the merchant. Our supplier should be in the market. He's a burly fellow, so it won't be difficult to spot. We can only hope he has enough stock. Alright, let's go and find some eggs, shall we? I think I know exactly where to look. Sure. Or is it? Aha, a burly merchant. Okay. Here we go. Ah, you're that dreamer who was here before, ain't you? Alright, old mess to be sure. Afraid I'm all out of the supplies you need, though. Oh, is there really nothing you can do for us? Well, I do have some tatty old odds and ends and surplus wares that might be of use. If you want them, they're all yours. Okay. Might not be exactly what you need, but I'm sure you can cobble something together with these. The storage fees were eating me into profit. I mean, I'd rather see them put to good use. When I ordered the initial batch of supplies, I remember thinking what a kind fellow he was. It certainly proved me right. Any road, I think we'd better take stock of what he's given us. Alright. Let's see. This leather looks durable. We have some metal springs and rings that could do for a mechanism of some sort. These lengths of timber could be cut down to a more portable size. I think these herbs and resins are used to concoct water repellent alchemic solutions. Never tried it myself, but there's a first time for everything. Besides that, there's plenty of bits and bobs. You have no trouble when it comes to decoration. Unfortunately, we won't be able to recreate the eggs Jilly saw in her dream with these. We could make something far easier to get off the ground though. Parasols! The trick with making them look eggy enough. Oh, okay. The shell makes the egg, as they say, don't they? Anyway, we should paint them. You're right! With some festive patterns on the outer canopy and a convincing eggy structure, the parasols might just make for a worthy replacement. Oh my goodness. Parasols are a sight more fiddly than your standard egg though. With just the two of us, production will take far too long. So I need to enlist further help, just as I did with you. Fortunately, the guild artisans should be less likely to balk at a request for parasol parts than a rush order for myriad eggs, particularly if we supplied the materials. Let us first pay a visit to the Leatherworkers Guild. I'm sure they'll be able to transform our leather into something fit for a canopy. If it isn't Emma, you must be adventurer assistant Nonata spoke of. You're just informing me of your plight. Many of our apprentices are looking forward to the Hatching Tide celebrations. She'll have the guild's aid, although I'm afraid we lack some of the resources you need to work your leather into parasol canopies. The material is water resistant to a degree, but nevertheless porous. Untreated, it will degrade over time and begin to rot. But our stock of coating is perilously low at the moment. If it's a water repellent you're after, say no more. We just happen to have the necessary ingredients. You can see to its preparation. In the meantime, would you take this timber over to the Carpenters Guild and request they craft the parasol frame? We can meet up by the Black Rabbit's Trader's stall anon. Alright. Let's go. Means we can just dip through here. Oh. Carpenter's Guild. Up the bum. Alright, Beaton. Alright. Why do you stand there like a frightened schoolchild? If you need something, speak. Can you make this? Parasol frames? A task not beyond your own skill, no doubt. You know it. Would the eminence of the holiday not force you to compromise their quality? You'll have done well to seek aid, Emma, and you shall have it. The younglings of the Acorn Orchard await the festivities. For their sake, no effort will be spared in the parasol's preparation. We shall commence work right away. Let your associates know that the Carpenters Guild has the matter in hand. I trust everything went well at the Carpenters Guild. I just placed an order for the alchemic solution and a few other things beside. The next step will be to piece all the parts together into a prototype parasol. A lot of P's. I'll bring the prototype over to Jilly once I've finished. You can go ahead and wait with her. Alright. Papaya. Papaya, papaya, papaya. Alright. Welcome back, Emma. We're pleased to hear that I've adjusted the schedule to accommodate our little mishap, and all is set to proceed. How fare the eggs? Substituting parasols for eggs? What a wonderful idea! I can hardly wait to see what Nonota cooks up for the prototype. So wait we must. Alright. Nonota will surely be along any moment now. Sorry to keep you both waiting. Allow me to present you with the very first arch and egg parasol. Ooh! That's honestly cute! I like that! What a fine example of ingenuity. It's magnificent. Ingenuity. I'm so glad you approve. With your blessing, I'll begin producing more to distribute. In the meantime, we find ourselves at a loose end. We cannot let Nonota outstrip us in hatching tide spirit. There must be more that we can do. Perhaps we can drum up a crowd with the promise of gifts. But of course! We ought to promote our newest addition to the festivities. We even tell a few Gridanians that their gorgeous accoutrements will be available to those who celebrate with us. Word will spread on its own accord. With that in mind, I shall keep mine unfurled and on display. You use your adventurer's insights to identify those most in need of egg-themed accessories. The market is always busy. Let us look for potential celebrants there. Gilly is now accompanying you. Okay. Oh, yeah. I know. I know how this goes. Oh, look at it! That's so cute. Such a cute parasol. We dreamers are responsible for all the decorations you see throughout the city. Take that basket over there, for instance. I came up with the idea and Nonota worked her magic to create the final product. Nice. I say, madame, you must tell me where I might acquire a resplendent parasol like unto your own. At our Hatching Tide event, of course. How about it? Will you join us at the amphitheatre? I'll be delighted. As a true connoisseur of eggs, both decorative and edible, I'll attend annually in the hopes of a glimpse in ovoid perfection. And this parasol surpasses my every imagining. Such elegance, such egginess. Why, that parasol's an absolute delight. Not often you see the level of craftsmanship paired with such decorative flair. This might be the finest egg-inspired apparel I've ever seen. Might I ask who is responsible for this masterpiece? The Leatherworks Guild, the Carpenters Guild, Black Rabbit Traders and our Dreamers all had a part to play. And if you join us in celebrating Hatchintide, you can receive one just like it. I should have known that the Guild's artisans were involved. If it means getting my hands on a parasol, I'll be more than happy to take part in the festivities. Nice. Heavens above, is that adorable parasol fashioned after an Archon egg? Exquisite, isn't it? If you join us in the amphitheatre, you'll receive one just like it. For years I've searched for a parasol as darling as an egg, getting sunburned and soaked by turns, and you offer me one free of charge. There's Hatchintide miracles. I expect those three will tell all and sundry about our parasols. Our work here is done. Hey, Ruby! Welcome in. All right. Ba-ba-bum. Is that the mitigations I'm smelling? Oh my goodness. Well, that went rather swimmingly. You clearly have an eye for egg connoisseurs. I shall go and see how many attendees are gathered at the amphitheatre. Oh, hi, Taser. Feel free to join us when you have a moment. Hope you're doing well, Ruby. Good to hear from you. I'm just doing the Hatchintide event at the moment. We had been doing some Heidelin EX. I had a nice haul of crystals, two of which are spoken for from myself and for one of my friends. The other, I've been suggested that I should use it to craft a weapon and then sell the weapon on. So I might end up doing that. I should start to actually try and sell stuff because I'm so used to giving stuff away. I'm not gonna stay out, but I thought I'd give you some support for the short time I have. Well, I appreciate that, Taser, as always. Look, Emma, isn't the sight of those parasols simply marvelous? Ah! Nice. Thank you for the lurk. Eggs held aloft, just as in my dream. Hooray, we did it, Jilly. We certainly did. Shall we officially declare this Hatchintide a success? Hold that thought. You've yet to see the half of it. Huh? My centre? I'm not quite sure I follow. Quite a few of my customers asked about your parasols, more than could comfortably gather here in fact. Nevertheless, I took the liberty of handing out stock to those who came inquiring. With how many left my store with a smile on their face and a parasol in hand, the whole city's awash in floating eggs. This is very fancy looking. Look forward to the VOD. Yeah. I am going to definitely save this one. That's incredible. To think the parasols are bringing joy even beyond our celebration. Oh no. There was more podiums than that, but we had a computer crash at the start of stream. So I had to shut computer down and reboot it. Graphics drivers were playing up. Wait, Jilly, they're one and the same, aren't they? The celebration has spread across the city, borne by a great mass of floating eggs. You're right. I was intent on gathering people here, but the eggs in my dream were far more numerous, to contain in one place. They were always meant to be seen far and wide. Thus our original plans met with misfortune was a blessing in disguise, for we touched the hearts of more people than I dared to imagine. There's no doubt in my mind this will go down as Hatching Tide to remember. Black Rabbit Traders shall continue distributing parasols to those who ask. Thank you for head pats. They may be free of charge, but they're drawing business in spades. Nanata told me how to assemble them, so I can prepare as many as necessary. Nice. Yeah, I might actually look at rolling graphics drivers back to a patch from November, I think I was suggested. I need to work out how to do that. Truly, where would we be without your ingenuity, Nanata? I couldn't have done it without our able adventurer. That reminds me. I have something for you, Emma. Oh? Oh yeah, my copy of the parasol. That's the very second parasol I ever made, after Jilly's, of course. I thought it fitting that you receive it. Thank you. With eggs aloft across the city, all that's left is to enjoy the festivities. Your work may have finished, Emma, but Hatching Tide most certainly hasn't. Nice. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yay! Take care, Taser. Yeah, that is that. But anything... let me see. Oh, off that. That's just magic prism. There's no extra anything, there's nothing else to grab then, is there? It's just the parasol. That's slightly disappointing. Normally it's like, there's like a little bit something else to buy from the vendor. Egg appraiser. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out my socials here. And make sure to subscribe and click the bell for all future notifications. Bye.